What does a morning look like for you at the moment? Have you got a routine of some kind?
Yes, I run every single
David Goggins is
So
elite,
that's
What time
the-
are you up?
elite
When are you
human
waking
being.
I'm up about 5:30. So every morning starts with a run. And that's because that's the one thing I hate to do more than anything in the world. So that's like my cup of coffee. And I'm all about armoring yourself. So the second you leave your house and the second you open your phone, the second you do any of that, you are
Bro, this nigga David Goggins is a fucking beast. Like, he wakes up and runs like what? Like, niggas wake up and go drink coffee. This nigga wakes up and does what? Runs fucking 10 miles?
now letting in poison and cancer. So I make sure a lot of things you can't avoid. So as I get up, I start to armor plate my mind and body. Like a person's going to war, you put your body armor on. That's what I'm doing on that run. I'm waking up and I'm giving myself
Fucking beast.
all this armor. So when I come out in the world, now look at that phone, I'm ready. I'm not waking up late. I'm not rushing around. I'm not
Terry Fox?
disorganized. Because I know I'm
Nah,
gonna get
I've
hit
heard
in
of Terry
the mouth.
Fox.
There's an art to getting hit in the fucking mouth. And
What does he do?
That is why these things are important. You have to wake up and
All right.
you have to give yourself belief. You have to give yourself confidence. So that, it starts with that run. So after the run,
Bro, I swear to God, bro. One day, I'm gonna do an entire David Goggins workout. Like, I want to do it in the future because this nigga is a fucking beast. I'm gonna wake up, run fucking 10 miles. I'm gonna do exactly what this nigga doing. And then I'm gonna grow bald one day. I plan to do it by the time I'm like able to afford my own living.
I'm home. I eat something small. and I'm
How
in
long's the
gym.
run typically at the moment?
Nowhere
10
under
miles.
12 miles.
Damn.
So 12 miles is the minimum.
And what are you getting that done in? How long?
It depends. Right now, I'm running heart rate, so I'm running like 8:15s, 8:30s, because I'm retraining right now. Because
What's that?
of
Is
the
that zone
leg-
2 for you?
Zone 2.
Yep.
Because of the leg surgery I had.
Dang. That's
So
like eight,
I'm going
eight,
back,
You said 8
starting
minutes, 30 seconds per mile. That's a fucking
from
beast.
scratch. So anywhere from about an hour 30 to 2 hours, I run every day. So that's
So you're
that.
fasted on the morning.
Yes.
Up, straight out,
Straight out,
90 minutes to 2 hours of running, back,
Yep.
eat.
eat, and I'm in the gym. So, and then after that,
Wow.
to whatever's on the plan for the day.
The crazier part is this nigga is huge. Like, you can see the fucking muscle. When niggas run 12 miles a day, they're usually skinny. Like, niggas who do distance like that, they're usually skinny. Cause I used to run distance. Like, back in middle school, I used to be doing distance and I was skinny. I was like 5'10". I was like 5'10", 5'9", back in middle school, and I was like 110 pounds. He provided more help for cancer. He wanted to go from athletic. Look it up, Terry Fox. Terry Fox. Let's see what the nigga Terry Fox is about. Oh. Terry Fox. The Terry Fox story. Anything's possible. Yo, he has a prosthetic leg. Cancer?
This afternoon at 2:45 in
I also want to say this, bro. It's like I don't get why, but people, it's only when they lose something that they want to like try their best. That's like only when they notice it. When they notice that they gotta try their best when they see other people like, or like when that happens to them. But man, bro, I just love stories like this, bro. I just love stories like this because niggas like this, they do something that I could never do, and it just makes me, it pushes me, bro. This is beautiful, man. There's no help for cancer. Therefore, he decided to do something and make it happen so that the world.
St. John's Harbor, Terry Fox dipped his foot into the waters of the Atlantic Ocean.
When Terry
Fucking
Fox was
inspirational.
18 years old, doctors discovered cancer in his right leg. It would change his life and change Canada forever.
And one morning I woke up and I couldn't get out of bed. That day they told me I had a malignant tumor and that I had to have my leg amputated in 4 days. And I decided after my 1.5 years of chemotherapy that I'd try and run across Canada and raise as much money as I could.
When he first started the run across Canada at the age of 21, almost no one noticed. He ran alone, 42 kilometers a day, a full marathon on one leg, every day of the week.
He endured every type of weather in Newfoundland. There was rain, sleet, and snow. Because he was running westward, Terry was often running directly into the wind. Terry loved the early morning, so he would often get up at 4 a.m. anyways and start running and get a few miles in, stop for breakfast, and then he would finish the rest of his miles off.
His best friend, Doug Allward, trailed in a van behind him. He ran from Newfoundland towards his hometown of Vancouver, where he planned to finish the run and pour water he collected from the Atlantic into the Pacific, symbolically uniting our country.
The prosthetic that Terry had was actually a walking leg. Back in the 1980s, people didn't run on prosthetic legs. Running on his prosthetic leg was incredibly painful for Terry. His stump would chafe and bleed.
I don't run a normal technique. I have to take an extra off my real leg in order to have time for my artificial leg to come through.
He set many goals for himself, and he had to work incredibly hard to achieve them.
When I'm running each day,
This nigga's like,
I take 1 day at a time. When I'm running, I take 1 mile at a time, and I take 1 corner at a time. Every signpost, I'm looking at it and reaching out for that signpost. Every corner, I'm reaching out, and this is the type of thing I'm thinking of when I'm running.
The night before Terry's operation, I
bro, this is like the type of niggas that people should look up to, really.
visited Terry.
I swear to God,
Just
one
him
day I
and
want
me
to be.
in his hospital room, and all I could think of saying to Terry
Wanna
at the
be
time was,
like-
Terry, why do you have to have cancer? Why not
Like
me?
this.
Why not somebody else? Why you? When Terry's answer immediately was, why not me, Fred? I've been told all my life I'm not the biggest, I'm not the strongest, I'm not the fastest or the smartest. This is just another challenge I have to overcome.
Terry's determination began to pay off.
Damn.
People began to take notice. When running through a town of 10,000 people, he raised $10,000.
That's like grade
$1
4.
for every person.
I
He
don't
changed
learn-
his goal of raising
Bro,
$1 million
like,
for
We
cancer
don't learn
research
nobody
to
about this.
$24
Like,
million.
Bro, do you know what's crazy? Like, we only learn about, like, the people, like, we don't learn about stuff like this. We only learn about people like slave owners back in America in history. We learned about, like, that's really all. Like, we don't learn too much. We go back to, like, the Civil Wars, just basically wars, and we do that shit every year.
$1 for
Same thing
every
over and over and
Canadian.
over.
So when Terry was...
Bro, and then you're from Canada? Yeah, I could kind of tell when I noticed when he called it grade 4. I was like, he's either from England or Canada. But bro, it's like, this is why I like searching up stuff like this and like watching it on my own, because like I find my own my role models. Because people at school, they don't know too much about like current role models. They only know about like Abraham Lincoln, American people, bro. But they don't understand how like there's like a whole world out there full of people who's like doing things that's beyond your fucking imagination. Like niggas, you don't understand. There's niggas who would not even run a mile, and then there's nigga like this who's running an entire country.
In hospital, one of the nurses thought that it would be better for him to be placed in the children's ward. He was surrounded by kids who were suffering from cancer as well. Those are the faces that he never forgot.
I'm crying now because there's somebody here right now who is going through the same thing that I went through. Exact same thing, and he's only 10 years old.
Each year, it's fucking hero.
And I had the most inspirational day of my life today.
At the time of Terry's diagnosis, his chance of survival was around 50%. Had Terry been diagnosed a few short years earlier, he would have been faced with a 30 or 35% chance of survival. It was right there that Terry learned the importance of cancer research and raising money to find a cure for cancer.
Sometimes I have to run in a lot of pain and I get pretty tired. But I don't feel any pain when I get support like this. So you're fabulous, man. Just like to thank you for that.
The support kept growing. News media across Canada began to cover Terry Fox's Marathon of Hope with daily updates of where he was. From stadiums to city centers in the heart of Canada, thousands went out to meet him, and donations towards cancer research began to pour in.
Terry wasn't running across Canada to become famous or to become rich. He wanted to make a difference in other people's lives.
There was absolutely no question that this was some iconic event that was happening. Talking about cancer publicly was something that really wasn't done very much. He made it okay to talk about cancer. And that was the first most important step to then allow the rest of the population to do what needed to be done to start thinking of raising funds for cancer research.
Researchers across Canada have devoted their lives to learning what cancer is and how to cure it.
We have lots of cells in our body, and what happens with cancer cells is they forget to grow up. They just start dividing and making more and more of themselves and become a huge lump. And that lump essentially is cancer.
Today, thousands of schools across Canada raise money for cancer research by participating in the Terry Fox Run.
When I say Terry, you say Terry! Terry! It is so good to see you here, all wearing your Terry Fox shirts. Schools all across Canada, from as far as St. John's, Newfoundland, all the way to Victoria, BC, raised so much money for cancer research in his honor. I'm a cancer survivor of the same cancer that Terry had, called osteosarcoma.
My dad and I were about to go out fishing when he noticed one of my shoulder blades was visibly much larger than the other. That was the night that they told me that I had a form of bone cancer in my right shoulder blade. Terry said that I remember promising myself if I should survive, then I'll prove myself deserving of life. And that was something that I carried into my own journey, that if I should survive, that I will prove myself deserving of life, that I will keep fundraising.
More money equals more research. More research equals more hope.
Yo, Fufu, like, Fufu, this is what I meant, bro. This is what I meant, bro, because, like, money is not everything. You have to understand that. Like, what I mean, like, if you're able to find something that satisfies you in this type of way, then this is like more than any type of job can ever give you.
Oh. There are so many other Canadians who are dealing with their own battles in cancer, and that's why we need to fundraise to help those people.
There were a couple of nights where I had woken up feeling pain in my hip. My mom took me to the family doctor after school one day. They transferred us to Sick Kids, where they found out that I had leukemia.
One of the most common child cancers is called leukemia, which is a cancer of the white blood cells, the cells that fight infections. Around the time that I was born, only 2% of children with leukemia survived, and now over 90% do.
I started to feel better actually pretty soon. It was only like a year later that I started going back to hockey and running around, and not my regular self, but much better than I had been.
Terry had a dream of running from one end of Canada to the other. He took a long and winding route through the country and had run over 5,000 kilometers. He was just east of Thunder Bay, Ontario, when things started to change.
Terry knew earlier on that something was wrong. It was very rare for him to want to go and see a doctor. So when they stopped in Thunder Bay, everybody knew that something very serious was happening.
I had noticed a little bit of hardness in breathing. Near the end of the day, 18 miles, I was coughing and choking and had pain in my neck and my chest. And I did 3 more miles, and I decided I had to go see a doctor. And it was discovered then that originally I had primary cancer in my knee 3.5 years ago. And that the cancer had spread, and now I've got cancer in my lungs. And we got to go home and try and need some more treatment. But all I can say is if there's any way I can get out there again and finish it, I will.
Terry had to stop the run and fly home to Vancouver to undergo more cancer treatment. At 22 years old, Terry became the youngest person ever to be awarded the Order of Canada, an award that recognizes outstanding achievement and dedication to the service of our country.
Terry Fox's courage in embarking on the Marathon of Hope has won him the admiration and affection of Canadians from coast to coast.
9 months later, he would pass away in the hospital.
I've said to people before that I'm going to do my very best to make it. I'm not going to give up, and that's true. But I might not make it, and if I don't make it, the Marathon of Hope better continue.
Terry reached his goal of raising $24 million. In honor of his legacy, the Terry Fox Foundation was born, with a mission to fundraise for cancer research to ultimately find a cure.
What started as one person back in 1980, just Terry on his Marathon of Hope, has grown to over 8,500 schools and millions of students across the country participating in the Terry Fox Run.
The foundation has raised over $750 million for cancer research in Terry's name.
Man.
What is the future looking like? Very bright, I would say. I know researchers are getting closer and closer every day to hopefully one day find that ultimate cure.
80% of the children that I treat are cured of cancer. 80%.
Bro.
And until this 80% becomes 100%, we will have not achieved what we need to. And that is what cancer research will help us accomplish.
Every September, schools get creative with fundraising and go full swing into promoting their Terry Fox Run.
All the fundraising and the money that goes into it is like going towards cancer research, and it's something.
Yo, this is like, bro, like the let me see, how far did Terry Fox run in total? 42 kilometers, 26 miles a day. He ran 26 miles a day. Dang. Damn. In 134 days, he ran 3,339. So, since you're in Canada, it's 5,373 kilometers. Let me put this on the screen. This man, what? Bro, the most I've ever ran in a day was 12 miles. And that's when I used to run track. Like, I used to, like, practice every day. Every fucking day. And the most I've ever done was 12. But that's because I was more like running for speed. But, man, he nearly finished up Terry. Man, this is insane. Did anyone finish the Terry Fox run? Bro, it took him. He's been running for Fonyo. Man. What was